Hi everybody, this is the policy speech which is going to be given in front of my audience. As you can see, there is my audience, and we're about to begin. Get it on me? Cut this off. Alright, the policy speech today, I'll start with a story. A girl named Little Susie. She sat in the doctor's office at the detention center with her foster parents. Susie's 14. With the parents, she was diagnosed of ADD, a juvenile form of PTSD, and a juvenile form of another mental disease. And according to the doctor, if this was discovered early enough, it would have been prevented. Susie had been in the juvenile facility at the age of 8. So what I'm trying to talk about today is the fact that government, the federal government and local law enforcement and local government should be able to insist and come up with a policy or law which warrants every single person before being detained should go through a thorough medical and psychoanalytical evaluation to determine a certain level of sanity before putting people in jail. The reason I say this is because we have a problem, and the problem is we have overcrowding in jails, and we have people who are sick being locked up instead of having the treatment they're supposed to have and not be in jail. If we look at treatmentadvocacycenter.org, they say a lot of people found in the mental facilities, due to change in mental laws, it's shifting them into correctional facilities. So the load has increased for patients in the correctional facilities. And if we look at this, what it causes is the conditions get worse. Worse because they don't get treatment on time. Now, a solution to this, what would be a solution? A solution is this diagnosis. Anything that has been proven to be able to show for sure somebody has a certain level of sanity. Obviously, we would have to determine the level of sanity, which is good, which is bad, who can be put in prison, who cannot. Because these people put in prison can easily be manipulated. They are fragile. They are right there. They can easily be manipulated by the other people in prison to do even more evil things. And then in the long run, they end up becoming criminals themselves. And a lot of them are associated with more violent crimes due to this influence. They don't know anything else. They were sick, they needed treatment. What we did, we threw them in prison. They got into prison. They met these guys who influenced them. And the best they could do is learn from what they learned for the first time. And they become criminals. So if we give them more treatment on time and we bring them out of that, it kind of helps them, reduces the overcrowding, and at the same time stops people from becoming criminals who would become eventually anyway. And if we look at American Legislative Exchange Council, talks about overcrowding in prison detention. It says 1 in every 100 people are now locked up since the late 1980s and 1990s, and this has caused a lot of overcrowding in the prisons. And they have started looking at better ways to try to reduce this overcrowding, which includes taking care of mental patients and those who probably did something because they were mentally ill and needed more treatment than just being incarcerated. Now, what can we do as individuals? We can probably sign petitions. We can probably talk to our congressmen in our legislatives. We can help them carry this forward. At least we can say signing petitions, other people starting petitions. There is a petition which I have started as an individual, which after this speech, anybody who's interested could sign it, and we're trying to get 10,000 votes to be able to go to our congressman and be able to have our congressman put it forward. If we can be able to get this medical diagnosis and treatment for some of these people, we're going to reduce a lot of these issues. And speaking of which, the National Alliance for the Mentally Ill and Treatment Advocacy Center and the American Legislative Exchange Council all have things to say about what I told you, and those are things you could look up. But most of them all geared towards the fact that there is overcrowding. There are mentally ill patients who are more thrown into prison rather than being treated, and it's a problem. We need to balance it out. We need to get those guys, we need to treat them, we need to reduce the overcrowding. You and I know the best therapeutic method for all these people is if they're closer to their families rather than throw them in jail. When they have treatment and they're out of jail, families and friends can be there for them, and that is a better way of them getting better than staying out with people who don't know them, foreigners who want to exploit them and get things out of them, because that doesn't work with the treatment or the therapy. Thank you.